just to tell her it's one now. How come? I need rest, no recess on my schedule. Right. Mama used to serve vegetables, now half the meals got tentacles. Right. Half the Emirates need a reservation and half my money goes straight to taxes. But I don't trip about it, that's what happens when you got dreams closer than imagine. Plus all your boys got expensive habits. Go. I know what they're thinking, they don't even gotta say it. Nope. They thinking they just made it. I know how to make everybody feel famous. I don't gotta work no day shift. I don't gotta split no payment. I don't gotta answer questions. Right. And I don't need you to okay it. Yeah. Okay. Ooh. 30,000 in the pocket, no change. Okay. I might pass the ball, but this is no game. Okay. All my girls, they love and hate me the same. Okay. So when I die, I ain't gonna be from old age. Somebody gonna want revenge. Somebody might want it now. Right pocket got euros. Left pocket got pound. Somebody gonna want revenge. Somebody might want it now. Throw the ball with the right hand, catch with the left, touchdown. They can't take it to 10. Hey.
Hey everybody, it's the coach. You're tuned in to Sunday Night Football on EA Sports. We are moments away from what should be an excellent matchup between the Minnesota Vikings and the New Orleans Saints. I'll join you again at halftime to look at some of these stats and scores from earlier this afternoon. But for now, it's Sunday Night Football. And on the call, as always, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
From a city that's played host to 10 Super Bowls, here's a look inside the Mercedes-Benz Superdome in New Orleans. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Minnesota Vikings and the New Orleans Saints. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you look at this Saints team as they enter play. Their long winning streak finally came to an end last week. A disappointing game for them, but still a heck of a run.
Indeed it was. What a great job by them putting together a streak. Now let's see how they rebound after a defeat.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Vikings, they come in feeling good after back-to-back victories. 3/4 of the NFL season are complete. What lurks in our final month? We're underway in Week 14. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So here's the Viking offense making their way out. Leading the charge at quarterback, the former Georgia Bulldog, Matthew Stafford.
And I thought it was a really nice performance last week by him. 3 touchdown passes. I think that signifies exactly what he was getting done. He did have the 1 interception.
But that's the ratio you say you're okay with, right?
If you go 3-1, you're going to be pretty happy over the course of the season. And let's face it, he'll never blame the receiver publicly. But behind closed doors, he probably told his agent, hey, what's the deal? I should have had a perfect game.
Calling no gain on the game's first play. And it's 2nd down now. And on this offensive unit, one guy that's proven himself early in the NFL is Eric Ebron.
A very reliable target for a quarterback. They always love tight ends because they're right in their sight lines. If you get it to this guy, though, he can take it the distance.
Well, they had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10. Here's Stafford. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Quinnen Williams make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. And the sack parade continues. Remember last week, they had an astounding 8 sacks, another one there on the opening drive.
And they have the mentality of just attacking the quarterback in the pocket, no matter what. They're one of those teams that says, we play the run on our way back to the quarterback. And that philosophy works for them very well.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
Fielded just inside the 30. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. A big kick that time, 52 yards. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. From the shotgun, Wilson. That's complete to John Ross. It'll be a Saints first down on a gain of 16 yards.
I don't care who you put on him. He's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now, you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe need some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
Now the Georgia Southern man is Matt Breida. And able to push forward for right around 3 yards down to the 42. And the Buffet boys, the O-line. Hopefully they're ready today.
Listen, you got to feed them first. But if you do, you usually get a great product out on the field. And when they play well, the quarterback can't wait to feed them afterwards.
On 2nd and 7, Wilson, open man is Ross, complete. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
Quarterbacks love slant routes because the receivers are breaking right into their line of vision, and receivers love them as well because they're getting the ball on the move and able to catch it and try and get upfield and gain additional yardage.
He's got the first down inside the 10. And finally taken down at the 4-yard line. That is now 19-yard gains on back-to-back plays. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. Wilson forced out to his left. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Really nice play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball, but for the guys on the offensive line, they're doing a nice job of trying to protect their passer. But when a guy hops in the air and goes airborne to try and knock one away, it's difficult because you can't reach out and grab him. That'll be a holding penalty. So all you're trying to do is make some type of a play on him, make some type of contact to try and get his arms out of the sky.
Escaping the pressure right. And he's going to be swallowed up and taken down. Sacked back at the 5-yard line.
No doubt that's a very good play defensively right there because you've always got to be aware that he can take off and make a big play with his legs. How about the way they were able to contain him? That also tells me the coverage was excellent downfield.
Flushed out right. And he's got him. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. John Ross. Touchdown number 18 on the year. As his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Extra point put through by Succop. Well, you've got to like that start on both sides of the football. You force the 3 and out, and then you score on your first drive.
Well, I know someone who doesn't like that start.
Well, yeah, the other side.
Yeah, they don't like that at all, right? This is not the way it's supposed to be. But what you just described, that's team football, all right? When you get a 3 and out, you're supposed to take advantage of it on the offensive side of the ball. You say, thank you very much for getting us the rock. Let's put it in the end zone, and they did exactly that.
Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. And a 3 and out on that first drive. We'll see if they can do better here.
They should have a better opportunity because the nerves should be settled now. That first series, everybody goes out a little extra emotion. So now they get a chance to go back out and say, okay, now we're into the game. Let's go play and play as best we can.
You almost get a mulligan then on that first drive?
Sometimes it absolutely serves out that way. You get a second opportunity. Nothing big happened. But then again, you didn't commit any mistakes either. Off you go.
Where's that? Waiting.
On 2nd and 9, Stafford. That's complete. Terry McLaurin with it. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 12 yards there. First down, Vikings. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 8 catches, 81 yards, and a touchdown.
And he's able to pull that last pass in, but this is usually a pretty tough unit to try and maneuver against. They're in the top 10 in the league against the pass, and you and I both know there's not much difference between 1 and 10.
5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down. I think defensively you're okay with that. Here in the first quarter, he's going to get some catches, but they rallied to him quickly.
And that's what you count on, and I like what you just said. First quarter, can you do...
Looking for Tate, and it's intercepted. It's Devin Bush, the linebacker, who picks it. And now off to the races, down the right side. And he'll score. Touchdown, New Orleans.
That's the way you make it feel.
And this defense looking like they have come to play the pick six, and just like that, it's 13-0 early on.
Well, go back with me to our training camp visits. What do we hear during these drills? Pass. Ball's in the air.
And then my favorite.
Oski, that's the interception. That means everybody finds someone to block them legally, stay on your feet, and they get it done. Touchdown.
A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Getting set to go again, Matthew Stafford trots back onto the field. And now, Charles, this becomes a pretty important second drive for them. They're already down a pair of scores here in the first quarter.
As you noted, they're down 2 scores, and to me, they're down a possession or a service break if this were tennis, right? Because they just gave one up. Only their second drive now. Run their offense, try and get back into the game that way, and then look for some help from their defense.
Trying to forget about that pick six last time out. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3. They toss to Freeman. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down.
A quick observation, Brandon, because early on in this game, I'm seeing linebackers putting up their noses close to the line of scrimmage.
And my guess is the wheels are turning on that other sideline. As a play caller, you're filing that away right now, aren't you?
Yeah, you're trying to find that opportunity later on when you can play action them or stick something to them between the 2nd and the 3rd level.
Stafford. And he hits his tight end, Ebron. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. A 3rd down gain of 19. Now that tight end position, it just seems to continue to evolve every year in the NFL.
Yeah, you're getting really terrific athletes. A lot of them maybe were wide receivers at one point. They continue to give you speed, great hands, and big bodies, which make them excellent targets for quarterbacks.
Takes to midfield, but no further. Just a yard there.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat. And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. It's a gain of 11 as the Vikings pick up the first. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. They run. Devontae Freeman. And, boy, this defense again really making... Things tough on him as they stop him for no gain. Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. Now the first carry for Chase Edmonds. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. A minimal gain as we tick down inside of a minute remaining in the opening quarter. 7th play of the drive, forthcoming on 3rd and 8. A shotgun snap for Stafford. He's got Freeman here. It's complete. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. Here's Bradley Pinion now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And no return possible here as they angle this one out of bounds. Out comes the Saints offensive unit and the NFC playoff race. Let's have a look at it. And right now they're in that number 2 spot. They'd love to hold on to that, but first things first, they want to clinch that division.
Well, let's go back to the conversation we had with the coaching staff, and you asked that very question about how important is it really? You got a good team. Can't you win from any spot in the play? They all looked at us like we were crazy, right? You can do it from a lower seed, but no one really wants to try it. Higher seed, much better for them. They want to clinch this division.
Definitely don't want to slip to 5 or 6 and go on the road in that first playoff game. They go counter with Breida. And after getting tackled, he's still down and looking very slow to get up. We'll check on his status when we get back. On third down, Wilson. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. He'll get 15 and a Saints first down.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice game.
They stay on the ground. This time it's Johnson. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. 2 first downs have him up near midfield now on 1st and 10. Going jet sweep. Here's Campbell. He's got the first down and more inside the 40. And he'll get this down to the 39-yard line. It'll be a Saints first down on a pickup of 13. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. Now they'll throw it with Wilson. He's going to have the hook up to Ross. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. 28 yards the gain there on the catch and run. On first down, Wilson. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. Russell Wilson with 2 first-half touchdown passes. And the Saints able to stretch that lead out further.
I know Paul Revere talked about by land or by sea, right? You know, 1 by land, 2 by sea. He didn't mention air, because right now we're seeing a big-time performance, aren't we? That's 2 touchdowns so far in this game.
Where'd you pull that one from?
And, you know, every now and then I actually listened in history class.
And you're just a scholar all the way around. You're reading all the time. I like that you fit that into the broadcast.
You know, I just grab a nugget when I can.
And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been, and he's simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Vikings offense making their way back out. Now let's give you a look at the playoff picture coming into the weekend in the NFC. And I tell you, 4 weeks still to go, and everything is wide open, and it's fun.
And I know we always talk about, well, if the playoffs were to begin today, and then we kind of go, okay, but they're not. Let's see how it plays out. Wouldn't it be fun to play with this playoff lineup right now? Because to me, just about anyone can win this whole thing out of this grouping we currently have. And by the time we get there, it may look entirely different.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Throwing to Stafford. Ebron caught left side. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
The Vikings on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 6. Now Stafford. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down.
An attempt at a deep ball there. They didn't get it. But, boy, they're going to need a few of those to actually hit in order to get back into this game.
Good thing they do have a little bit of time here still left in the contest. Decent-sized deficit, but not one that they can't manage. And he'll be out of bounds near the 30. In fact, right on the 30. A nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And out will come the offense as they take over. John Ross and the rest of the offense heading back onto the field. We're in the second quarter. He already has 2 touchdowns. We know how good he is. That's well documented. How do you contain him?
We know he's a nightmare. So in this situation, I would go ahead and double him. Maybe even have a third person in the area and try and dissuade them from throwing him the football. Make someone else beat me for a while because I don't know that their talents are his. Because when he gets his hands on the ball, he breaks down my entire D. Someone else, they may not make the same type of a play.
Well, we know his talents are very good. 10 yards, good for his Saints, first down.
And while we're seeing more and more of these plays come from the college game into the NFL, and that one, it was run with great success, how about the evolution of the offensive linemen? We're seeing less and less big guys who can't move and more guys who are a lot more mobile and can get out in front of that type of a play.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
He'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10. Now Johnson. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. 10 yards, good for his Saints, first down.
First and 10
Now Wilson on first down. Over the middle, it's complete. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. The Saints first down there on a gain of 11. Wilson now 8 of 11 in this first half. He's got it first and 10. And he'll get about 3 just outside the 10, stopped at the 11. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Throwing is Wilson. The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. Malcolm Brown at 3 bills and some change comes in to drop the hammer. 7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. And he's got it. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Making a hat trick for Russell Wilson. 3 touchdown passes now. And the Saints able to stretch that lead out further. Extra point up and good by Suckup. So not only is that his 3rd touchdown catch of the game, he's done it here in the first half.
I'm not sure defensively what they're going to come up with to slow him down, because already we're seeing him run past, over, through guys in order to make these catches. And being able to try and shut him down at this stage of the game, it's going to take a lot of effort. So maybe it'll open things up for some other people.
Well, they better figure something out, and soon. And now out comes Minnesota. Typically down to the first half, I might say, oh, you at least need a field goal out of this drive. But they're down to the point where they need a touchdown, don't they?
Yeah, normally, you know me. I mean, you've been around me for a while now, right?
Unfortunately.
I'm sorry about that. But normally, I'm the one preaching patience.
Yeah.
You know, take your time, first half.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 45.
Oh, timing is everything on a route like this. He tried to drive that football into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be someone there. And sure enough, this one's going the other way.
And able to work his way down to the 16. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
At the 16-yard line.
From the 16, Wilson. This will be caught at about the 6. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. Russell Wilson now with 4 touchdown passes on the afternoon as his guys continue to pour it on. Extra point put through by Suckup, and a rout is on here in this first half. They had the short field, and they made quick work of it. Just 2 plays to get into the end zone. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. Here comes Matthew Stafford now to lead his offense back out there. In second quarter, they're down big already. He's struggling as well. They've got to find something here. He's got to find something on this drive.
And sometimes you take on all that extra pressure on yourself, and maybe you have to disperse it a little bit. Lean on some other people, lean on your teammates, find someone who can take the pressure off and get the ball in their hands for a while.
Or this, if he doesn't, this is getting out of hand, or it could get worse. This is Freeman on 1st and 10. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, this big defensive lineman will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Coming up in a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. The coach will have stats and scores from earlier today in the NFL. On the draw, this will be Freeman. And that didn't fool anybody. He's going to be dropped in the backfield. Chalk that up as a 4-yard loss. And now it's 3rd down. Right now in the second quarter on the defensive side, they got to feel pretty good about what they're doing.
They should embrace the feeling they have now, embrace the way that they're playing, and continue that through the half. I know defensive coordinators, sometimes they overthink it.
And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off near the 26. And he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line. Well, that's 3 picks he's now thrown in this game.
And I know this, the holiday season, because here we are in December. Right, it is the season of giving. Maybe for his own sake after the game, he may have to announce that he's donating certain amounts to charity for each interception that he threw.
Face mask. Defense.
Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post, because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
Eluding the pressure right. And he's taken down, trying to do a little too much, getting outside of the pocket, and it results in a sack. They'll come up after the sack on a 2nd and 12.
Watch the pass. Watch the pass. Check safety. Check safety.
Wilson. Dancing to his left. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10.
Let's go, defense. Let's get out the field, defense.
On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off inside the 10. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Brandon, this is why golfers do their best to never count a score in their head before the ball goes in the cup. This looked like a slam dunk for points on this drive, didn't it? Instead, they throw an interception, and they're going to come away empty.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
This team is not going to make it easy for you. They're a physical group, and we just saw it there on that play. He came in, made the contact, just as he's trying to haul it in.
On 2nd and 10, Stafford gets it off to Freeman. And they'll bring him down here right around the 17-yard line. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. While the trainers take a look, we'll step aside. Came up a little short on the last pass play. They did get 9 yards out of it, leaving him with his 3rd and 1. From the gun, here's Stafford. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And he almost gets this to the 30, taken down about a yard shy. Stafford now 10 of 16 throwing the football. It's 1st and 10. And now a 10th carry for Freeman. And he's not going to go anywhere as they get him down behind the line of scrimmage. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. Right now I'm just wondering where they turn on offense, Charles. I know we're not in the 4th quarter, but 2nd quarter haven't scored and struggling to move the ball.
I don't think they abandoned the run game totally, but maybe you change up your tempos. Maybe you go a little bit faster, try and catch them back on their heels a little bit to try and accomplish what you want to get done.
All right, hang on. We'll jump over halftime. So we've reached halftime here in what is quickly turning into quite a rout. Set now to go for the 3rd quarter. The Saints have the lead and set to receive the kick. This is fielded at the goal line. Russell Wilson now gears up to lead the offense again. And he's had some time to chew on that interception he threw on his last drive back in the first half.
Well, normally we say, come on, get him right back out on the field and play again, right? But as you mentioned, had the halftime, had to stew about it a little bit. Maybe he'll have a chance to relax a little and kind of laugh and chuckle and let it go.
He'll hope to respond positively here to start the 3rd quarter. They go play action now. Wilson. Campbell making the catch. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. It'll be a Saints 1st down on a gain of 16 yards.
1st and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. 14 yards is the pickup. 1st down, New Orleans.
But that play looks familiar because we saw them working on it in practice this week. And for a lineman trying to block on this play, they love when they get the defense moving in one direction. And when they try and change directions, it's a lot easier to pick them up and ward them off.
A good run there on 1st down, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 2.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. The Saints passing game in sync and moving the football. It's a 1st down.
You can't block me. You can't block me.
1st and goal at the 7-yard line.
Check. 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 12.
They go play action here on 1st down. And he's got it. Touchdown, Saints. Max Williams with touchdown number 7 on the year as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. Sometimes those tight ends are a mismatch. They found the mismatch there.
And that's exactly why you want to draw up those types of plays, because coverage is just going to go to the natural guys, the guys that make the big plays on the outside. But if you work your tight end into it, that's a tough one for a defense to handle.
Tough. They couldn't handle it. They worked out for 6. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll wind up about 4 yards shy of where he would have been if he had taken a knee, as they'll start at the 21-yard line. It's the Vikings' turn on offense. We get ready for their first possession of the 2nd half. They are right now just ice cold. I mean, they have struggled big time in this game, and they're getting blown out. How do they adjust?
So tough, because we always talk about it being a team game, and you need all 11 working well together. But every now and then, partner, you need that one guy who can make a play against all odds that maybe can ignite things. And I think that's what they're looking for right now.
Yeah, you talk about going to your playmakers. They probably need to do it.
Find someone that you're used to touching the football that makes big plays and give them that opportunity to maybe wake up everyone else.
That one covers 24 yards. It's a 1st down. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet, you find people plays, not necessarily X's and O's, and that's exactly what they did there. Yes, indeed, that play there, that reminds me of some of the guys that I've played with to have that suddenness, able to get into the backfield almost about the time the ball snapped and make a play. How about that tackle for a loss?
Absolutely. He did a lot of that last week when he was named the NFC Defensive Player of the Week. One of the guys on the team was saying, hey, yeah, we called him the disruptor, and that's carrying forward again.
Makes sense, doesn't it? I think it's okay that they didn't get a whole lot on that play, but it's nice to have a safety valve that's built like this guy. Big target, guy you can spot pretty easily. Put it on him when your other targets aren't open.
Now throwing on third down there, but he cannot connect.
This has kind of been the story all night long, hasn't it? An inability to really get much done on third downs, and it's costing them.
The punt team on now as Pinion sends this one away. And this will be out of bounds, and they spot it at the 15-yard line. Not too bad. The Saints coming out now to take the field. And last time out, another touchdown. And I think there may be some empty seats around here by the time the fourth quarter comes around.
Yeah, I have to agree with you because this one's just about decided. But you know who benefits from all those empty seats? You and me, trying to get to the airport.
That's
the roads
true.
will be fairly clear
that is
by the time we have to
positive.
leave the booth.
Now throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. Second and 10 now, Wilson. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. A Saints first down there on a gain of 11. Wilson now 5 straight completions here in this second half. First and 10. Now it's Wilson. Catch made here by Campbell. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. Give them 18 there, and the Saints have a first down.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target, and he's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
Flush to his right. He'll try and run it. And he's out of bounds as he gets this down to the 45. Maybe not exactly what they had in mind, but that scramble good for 6 and a first down. On first down, Wade. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. 10 yards, good for a Saints first down. He's obviously a bit of a shorter running back. Sometimes when he goes up the middle like that, he gets lost in there and then he pops out for 10, 20 yards.
I actually asked NFL linebackers if that was true. Do you actually lose sight of some of the smaller running backs? And all of them confirmed that that can be a problem. Think of it this way. 2 of the top running backs in NFL history, Emmitt Smith, Barry Sanders, both 5'10".
That first down completion only netted him 3. Second and 7. Now a give, right side. It's Wade. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Well, this has been a long drive. In fact, it's eaten up a good chunk of the third quarter, which is precisely what you want when you're playing with the lead. You control the football, you control the clock, and impose your will on the defense.
They'll run on first down. It's Johnson. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. On second down, it's Wade. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
Third quarter, and you've got the lead. You're not ready to go into that 4-minute offense to close the game out, but a running game can really benefit your team right now.
Now a 10th carry for Johnson. And he's brought down. They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here.
I hope we give enough respect to the big guys up front because they have been getting it done on this drive. The holes have been large, and they've been barreling through them, picking up first downs.
Here's Wilson to throw. And he's got him. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. John Ross, his 21st touchdown of the season as his guys continue to pour it on. Extra point up and good by Succop. And let's count them up now. 1, 2, 3, 4 touchdown receptions for him in this game.
And just one shy of the NFL record. What a great performance. Going up and catching the football, creating space, and finding the end zone. That's what it's all about.
And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line just across the 25. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Well, the first play of the drive lost 4. Now they'll look to move it forward here on 2nd and 14. Out of the gun, Stafford. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down. Another pass attempt, another incompletion, and they're just a little over 100 yards passing here in this game, so defensively, pretty good job.
Definitely, because they were never really able to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers, so a lot of credit to the defensive game plan and especially the execution.
And he'll be brought down at the 28, and that is well short of the first.
We often talk of situational football. Let's just call it team football. The defense did their job, got off the field, brought the punting situation, so they're turning the ball back over to their offense. You think those guys will get along very well right now? Of course they will. Defense helped the offense. Now it's their turn to take it downfield.
And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40. Great blocking, nearly sprung in there. 28-yard return. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And, Charles, we are in the midst of a very one-sided affair. I think this is where you and I have to fill a little bit. You want to regale us with old stories of your childhood in New Paltz, New York?
I don't think anyone wants to hear that, but this is a perfect time for us to start listing MVP candidates, right? The best teams we've seen so far this year, the best games that we've called thus far, how we anticipate the season unfolding. We can go in so many different directions. Because the game certainly not taking us there.
Oh, I hear the remotes clicking off right now. They'll throw on first down with Wilson. Over the middle, hauled in by Campbell. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. And he'll give it here to his running back. And hit behind the line. He lost the football. It's loose.
Wow. That ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. It'll be a gain of 7, and they get it back to a 3rd and 3.
That's a gain of 7.
Pick it up, defense. Let's go.
Again, it's Johnson. He's got the first down inside the 10. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a...
And he's got it! Touchdown, Saints!
Give me the back. Give me the back.
Paris Campbell with touchdown number 7 on the year as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. Extra point put through by Succop, and that will extend this big lead. A drive that time of 6 plays, and it ends with a touchdown for New Orleans. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. And out now come the Vikings.
And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And, okay, all right, I'm being facetious here, but you get points. You feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
Check tight, check tight, check tight.
Now a first down throw. Stafford completes it to Lee. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 17 yards, first down, Vikings.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
17 yards, first down, Vikings.
Not only have they completed a couple on this drive, but they peeled off some pretty good chunks of yardage, too.
Absolutely great start. 2 nice plays in the pass game. Now can they continue to feed off that? Stafford now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. The shotgun snap for Stafford. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. Defensively, you look at the numbers. Another incomplete pass that we just saw, and they're under 200 yards passing for the game, so they've done their job on that side of the ball.
Yeah, recently I was actually working a game where a quarterback had a streak of 5 straight games without a 200-yard game, and that was a big talk, both in his town and amongst his team. How do we get the passing game going? So big credit to them, holding them under 200 today.
The Vikings on 3rd down. They've converted 3 times in 8 chances. This is 3rd and 7. To throw is Stafford. Looks to throw, fires right side. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down. We have not seen a whole lot of wide-open receivers. Everything seemingly has been contested.
And that's another nice job there to force an incompletion. They've been very cohesive, knowing each other's moves all game long, and they've been on the spot just about every time.
And they've held them in check on the scoreboard. Well, it's a Pyrrhic victory at best, but, Charles, no team wants to get shut out, so it's hard to blame them for taking the 3 there.
You can't blame them one bit. It hasn't been the best performance, that's for darn sure. But there is something to be said for fighting to avoid the goose egg, and they're at least trying to finish out strong.
John Ross and the rest of the offense heading back onto the field. What a game for him, Charles. 4 touchdowns. Heck, for a lot of guys, that's a good season number.
You're exactly right, and let's face it, we have to stand up and applaud this one, even though we're supposed to be neutral. Because this doesn't just happen by accident. This isn't 4 times where the defense just falls down or breaks coverage. He's worked awfully hard, changing routes, changing areas, changing angles, and getting open for touchdown.
We knew he'd be part of the game plan in a big way, and it has been in a very big way. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. On the ground, this is Johnson. Johnson odds poke 3, football's out. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble.
All I can say about this play is that someone's living right. I mean, he's trying to gain yardage, trying to get upfield. Ball comes free. What's that panic that we've talked about oftentimes that you feel when you lose the ball?
You can sense it.
Oh, you can sense it. And somehow he got to it and was able to recover for his squad.
They will get 4 yards here on the first down run, and that'll make it 2nd and 6. So they will accept the penalty and move forward. The penalty moves them into the red zone here on 1st and 10. And they're going to go jet sweep here. This is Ross with it. And he lost the football. But this will get out of bounds, so possession will stay the same.
I don't know about you, but I could hear and feel the sigh of relief all the way up here in our booth.
That was palpable. The sideline, the friend there.
No doubt about it. Ball goes over the sideline, able to retain possession, no turnover. I know his coaches are screaming, just hang on to the ball, man.
On 1st and 10, Stafford. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Quentin Williams make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. He was trying to keep his eyes downfield. Nobody came open.
He's trying to do everything that he had been taught, right? Every bit of the technique. But if no one's open, there is no technique except make sure you hold on to the ball as you go to the ground when you're getting sacked.
After the sack on 1st down, Stafford. He's got his man. This is Tate. And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Vikings in possession of the football as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you can go make a play on the football.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32. Throwing again. Stafford. He's got Freeman here. It's complete. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. They face a 3rd and 4 after that last completion gets them 6. Stafford looks to throw again. And he finds McLaurin. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. He'll get 15 and a Vikings 1st down. On 1st down, Stafford here. Oh, a hit. He lost the football. Stafford puts it on the ground.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
They try to throw on 2nd down, but this one is incomplete. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense are just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well. As this one moves towards its conclusion, another incomplete pass there. Thoughts on the secondary? I mean, they seem to be... Oh, here's pressure, and the Saints block it. Now it's scooped up, and this is a live football. Past the 20. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. I tell you, Charles, you play to the final whistle, I get that, but there are a few folks that might not be too happy with that score late in the game with it already well in hand.
You seem a little squeamish about that last score.
I struggle with it. I struggle. But on the other, the argument, I get it, on the other side is, hey, do something about it. Stop them.
Now, I guarantee you, I know who was really excited. Fantasy owners who had them. Hey, listen, get the points for me. They're not worried about hurt feelings or anything like that. That's just new age stuff.
And all that worked, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been had he simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
A big offensive explosion helped leading